talking about. So that lets you know how close in the information the concepts are. The problem is that we're so trapped in the traditional space of what we've learned until there is other types of information that we've never really even tapped into. Stuff that is out there in front of our faces that we never even really paid attention to. And so it's extremely important to go through those increments of the programs and really be a student in this. That's what's really gonna perfect you in so many aspects. Like, have you ever really read a security agreement in your security agreement after you get your credit card? Do you actually read that, or do you throw it in the trash? Be like, okay, yeah, I'm glad I got the credit card. The average person, when they get the credit card, they don't read the security agreement. Why? Because in college, listen, I'm a graduate from SMU. They didn't teach us how to read contracts, nor did they teach us how to write them. And this is SMU's business school. This is Cox, y'all. They didn't teach us how to write or read contracts. I can go through my entire syllabus and program that I went through at SMU, at Cox. They didn't teach us how to read or write contracts. They didn't. They didn't teach us how to read or write contracts. They tried to teach us the foundation and the business principles, but they didn't teach us how to read or write contracts. So when you get a credit card and you don't go through and you don't read the security agreement that is like 3 or 4 pages long and it's in small writing, how many of y'all, the average person, actually goes through and read it? Or is it like, oh man, that's just extra piece of paper, I just got the card, and then you just throw it all away because you're so excited about getting the card? Until you don't go back and actually read the terms, things like terms of conditions, terms of agreement, all of that stuff that you just in business school, because they didn't teach you this stuff. They just was like, you got to have a credit score. You got to have this. You got to have that. You got to have collateral. You got to have all of this stuff that they didn't even teach us about how to apply for a credit card, like understanding your credit, understanding what you can do with trade lines, understanding marketing, understanding it's just so many things in the business world that you don't learn until you actually get into the business. Business schools have made it a point to beat you over the head with a textbook until you are almost dumb, so that when you go into the business landscape, you are absolutely clueless to what's going on, even though it's right there in front of your face, the day-to-day stuff that's going on. You see what I'm saying? And that makes you go back and think wow, I can't believe they really just messed us up, because we got programmed. We really got programmed about the way that we really look at business. We got messed up because the conditioning that we had about doing business is that we looked at it from the standpoint of capitalism. Let me just talk about that for a little bit, because remind you, I'm a business major, so let me speak to that. So what happens is, when you're thinking about capitalism, you are thinking about the structure of a very few elite group of people that understand and have mastered certain business concepts that people in even very high spaces, or C-suite guys that are not able to obtain information about certain things that happen in business. You know why? Because they're not privy to that, because they don't sit on the boards. They're either middle management or they're supervisors in that. And I'm not downing that, because you got to be able to build all of those things are foundational. So I see the necessity in all of it. But what you have to do is, if you're going to become the master, you're going to have to master at every level, ins and outs. The next step. When it comes to acquisitions or abandonment of secure property, um, you have to go back and understand agreements and contracts. So let me just help y'all. I'm a little bit of a different breed than Don is, but Don and I, we got ultimate respect for each other, because his thing is he gonna drop stuff on you, and if you didn't catch it, you miss some stuff that's literally like a puzzle piece is missing. Me, I'm gonna go back the same way, but I'm going to tell you this. If you are looking at acquisitions and abandonment of secure property, the first thing I would encourage you to do is to go back and understand contracts. Because if you don't understand contracts, you're not going to understand acquisitions or abandonments of secure property. Okay. Just go back and look at contracts. That's going to be like your ultimate fail safe to go back and work on that. Like pull out your, monthly bills, like your monthly dividend statement that you interest bearing. That does actually two names for it. It's either called an interest bearing statement or it's called a dividend statement. It's pretty much in the public it's called a bill. When you get a bill every month, do you know that every month they are literally sending you a contract, right? They're sending you a new contract every 30 days. Like now, most of us are looking at the instrument, right? That's cool that we can look at the instrument. But have you ever read the new terms of that is secured or attached to that instrument? Or do you be like, okay, yeah, let me just go ahead and endorse this and send this in and hope it get accepted? Sometimes you got to slow it all the way down. I understand in the public the bill got to be paid, but you have to slow it all the way down and really look at what it is that they just sent you. That's the only way you're going to be able to really master this thing. Okay, all right. So Don said he wants to get in, so I'm going to invite Don to the room. So this is going to be exciting, y'all. So this like I said, this is a treat, man, when we do this. Like that's why I do this type of stuff.
Hey, peace and love, man. I just want
Oh
to get the
man,
viewers up,
see,
man. I'm here listening to you drop game, brother. Hey, we haven't been able to connect. We just been back and forth, man.
yes, sir, man.
Listen,
It's the honor to have you in the room, man. For
man, you
real.
dropping game, man. Dropping
I,
game.
Man, I wanted to slow it down for the people, because I think that most people in this process, they're in such a hurry
Mm.
until they're not really attempting to like understand and really master, even at the foundational level, what all of these things are. So I'm just simply just slowing it down for the people who don't get it, who are literally lost and feel like they don't have a clue in God's name what's going on. I believe that at the foundation, every day we are dealing with contracts. At the core, every day is contracts.
Correct.
Now, if you don't understand contracts, that's why I implored everybody on the live last night. You need to go through the school.com segments, because there is classes in there on contracts. You see what I'm saying? He didn't skip any steps in the process. He got you a foundation. There's textbooks that go along with it to aid you. So if you have questions, it should solely be for confirmation. It
I,
shouldn't be
I
for
mean,
what you don't know.
as far as like me and you, we can question each other because we're part of a private community together.
Absolutely.
And just like I'm part of different communities, you're part of different communities. But at the
Absolutely.
end of the day, you can bring anybody to your community if you put your word on it, just like I can.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and this is outside of your university.
Yes. Yes.
I'm loving. I'm hearing about the MBA programs, man. That's why I joined. I love hearing this, man.
Man,
I love hearing the programs.
listen, Mr. Jake is a. If I was to say that there is a such thing as a corporate fixer, he is that dude. He is. And this is the only person that I know that can go into any business, even if it's turned upside down, he'll turn it
Wow,
right side up.
that's amazing.
And he's slowing it down so that people that really don't are not able to master the concept of business, he's saying like, hey, look, anybody that is on any level that doesn't understand what's happening on a day-to-day basis, I'm going to help you to disrupt the thinking that you already have about business so that you can really learn what's going on every day in business so that you are not blindsided walking into certain industries like going into the record labels. Like most artists don't know how to read their contracts because
Exactly.
they're so
That,
excited about getting signed until it's like you just signed in perpetuity, you don't even know it.
that's what really made Don Kalam is the record labels. Understanding music contracts, understanding contracts, understanding your name is the business. You
Yes.
are the business. You are the brand. Instead of a record label, your family is supposed to own your intellectual property, whether it be the sound of your voice, because you came to the world through an ultrasound first. Whether it be your intellectual property, you should still be having photo albums. You shouldn't be posting on Instagram and Facebook your life and your lineage and your legacy.
Wow.
So these are the things I'm teaching because you got to understand. We're talking about contracts and private banking, correct? Commercial. So you got to
Yes,
understand
sir.
that that's an Instagram account. When you
Yes.
understand what the word count means, that comes from lineage. That comes from royalty. Count Dracula. That's royalty.
Yes.
So when you hear the word county, you're giving up your rights to royalty because you're not royalty. Prosperity is your divine
Ooh.
birthright. It's your boy Don Kalam. I'm in the building with Dr. J. That's
Well,
my
see,
God, man.
man, listen, I was telling people I just came in the room last night and I was absolutely just a student because I understand when you go in certain rooms, you cannot be the expert in that room. You have to soak in everything
Right.
that you can get. And questions are just purely for confirmation only. It is not to ask for something about that you don't know.
But
It should be for confirmation.
I can tell you something that I do know about you, Dr. J. You're just like me. So listen, people didn't know us with this private information first. We had to get in the rooms, scope the scene, and then start talking to the right people. But we knew
Yes.
how to get in the doors, and they're
Yes.
not going to answer the door when you knock, and you got to bust in it. So
Yes.
that's one thing. Like when I talk to you, you will pop up on the people that you know that know something, or people that you need to get close to make those connections.
Yes. And that's key. That's key in your structure in your business structure, people that I hinge on because you have to be able to surround yourself if you are really going to be successful. You got to make sure you are surrounded by
Right.
people who absolutely know what you don't know. And it pays to be a student in that room. I call it being the fly on the wall. The more that you are in, the less that you are engaged in that room, the more of a student you become, the more you can learn.
I will say this. So, like, just like I told you, even when I was talking to Tyrese or even other individuals, so when they're coming at you and they're saying, "What's your validation?" Being able to say, "I'm a doctor," or being able to show that degree, and then when you really know this private knowledge. I'm talking about. So I like Dr. J because he allows me to express myself on to bite my tongue because I have done events where they say water it down a little bit, Don. I don't need them knowing about
No, we
that.
don't we don't
I
water
I,
nothing
I really
down.
have. I've done credit events and told me water it down. But you truthfully understand that. I mean, you understand the game.
Yeah.
You
Y-
you understand the game.
Yeah.
Like, but in the private life they overstand the royal accreditation.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I just want to throw that out there again.
Yeah.
Dr. J he's with Harvard Christian University, family business, his family life, and they're connected to royal accreditation. Y'all have to understand this. This is the private life. Everybody is royalty. When you say you're a Mister or a Mrs., that's a
Yes.
slave title. So
Yes.
the people that have just even a little bit of understanding, you're able to come in and be around doctors.
Yes.
That's a
Absolutely.
great title to have in the public.
Yes.
But when you learn about church versus state, when you start learning,
Yes.
they're doing the job. The government's doing the job. Church versus state. So you know who the state is if you know who the church is. If you know that your church is working for God, then you know who the state is working for.
Yes.
So when you go into all these kingdoms and real royalty, you're going to see ministries. You're going to see ministries of defense,
Yes.
ministries of Ministry of Interior.
Yes.
Ministry of
Finance.
finances.
Yes, sir.
There you
Ministry of
go.
Education.
Yeah,
All of
instead of
those.
having the treasury, you got a ministry of finances.
Yes. Yes, I want to. I'm curious, man, because most people don't are trying to really understand and grasp the private life. I've always encouraged people to go back and look at where the infancy of the existence of your birth is, and that your birth certificate is literally a contract.
Wow.
You have to be able to understand, like, okay, whose name is on this, whose signature is on this, like, oh, the county clerk's office
Wow.
signed this. You see what I'm saying? Oh, this is the county of Smith in the state of Texas. If you understand what that's a symbol, that is a sign of nature to let you know that you have gone through and contracted with
Hey,
them.
sign of nature. Yeah, I hope
Yes.
everybody heard what he said.
Yes, that's what you're looking at. You have just become state property, y'all.
Oh.
That's it's simple. Right there. No.
Graphics is the graphic demons. He says state property. Can you prove that Texas exists or is it invisible lines? So the graphic demons. This is why I say the birth certificate proves who your maker is. When you come in this system, this certificate, because they go off title. This is my maker. This
Yes.
is why I teach with the cars, MSOs, manufacturer statement of origin. When you look up what a manufacturer statement of origin is, they get rid of that because General Motors makes a manufacturer statement of origin. They give the cars to the car lot. When you register it, you destroy the true title.
Uh-huh.
Now you get a title with the state on it. Now the state owns it. So that's so. Who is your maker? Does your birth certificate prove who your maker is? You're not 6 pounds 7 ounces no more, or whatever it may be. So you're making a covenant outside of God. That's part of the Ten Commandments. That's real law. Ten Commandments is real law. If it's in God we trust, you know. So
Wow.
that's how I
You
just break
saw.
it down. That proves who your maker is. But let me read this to you though. This the etymology of county. A shire. You know what a shire is, right? Like, I'm reading the etymology.
Yes, sir,
I
I
can look it
do.
up.
Yes,
A
sir.
shire, a definite division of a county or state for political and administrative purposes. Um, the domain of a count or earl. So county is a domain or of a count or earl of a count, like Count Dracula. Count,
Hmm.
earl. These are royal titles.
Yes.
So anytime you're pledging something to a county or a municipality, you're giving this up to somebody that's playing kings and queens.
That's right.
That's
That's
still real.
That's right. So what you have to do is the first thing is you have to claim. You have to claim because guess what? The state is going to fight you on your claim because anytime you are getting ready to leave jurisdictions, you have to have your claim together. You have to show that you are not a property
Mm,
that belongs to the state or the county. Somebody said the state is a third party where two or three are gathered together. Now he's talking Bible. There he is in the midst. Okay, so what you have to do is substitute the other two parties. You got to insert God back into there.
wow.
You have to insert
Wow. I just got chills when you said that. That's absolutely correct. I love
you
the way you broke that down. I
you
love the
got
way
to
you broke that down.
insert God back in there, and you got to get the spirit back in there because that's how you make your claim.
That's it.
That's
That's
it.
it.
That's
I
how
teach.
you get out of the contract. You make your claim by joining together in the Trinity. That's how you do that.
I also want to throw this out there. So I do teach about the faith-based organizations. I do teach people how to opt out the system. But I'm going to tell you what a lot of people are lacking is what Harvard Christian University offers, and that is, first of all, family. You're a family. You know,
Absolutely.
you got your faith base. You know, they accept everybody. They definitely know about my status as a more in the private and
Absolutely.
even tribal life. We all come from tribes.
Yes.
But and you know, we going about it a different type of Christianity way. We're followers of Christ, you know.
Right.
But but with that being stated, they also have like they're militia. I need y'all to understand this. So look, listen, they're teaching health.
Yeah.
You can't opt out this system if you don't have some type of like the Amish. Let's just bring up the Amish. They have their own healthcare system.
Yes.
The Amish has a mob. A lot of people don't know this. The Amish
Yes, they do.
mafia. So
They have
instead of
hitmen. They have hitmen. They have their own law enforcement. That they guess what? Let me tell you where the concept of plainclothes agents came from.
mm,
The Amish came up with that
wow,
because when you had sheriffs and sheriffs and state troopers that would come into those Amish communities, they would come out in plain clothes and they would say that we represent the law. We're law enforcement. We're law enforcement agents for the Amish community, and they were in plain clothes. But guess what? They had a badge that was hidden inside of their vest, and when they would open it, they would identify themselves.
so who do you work with? Because you've already proved these aspects to me.
So there's an organization that is called Interpol.
Let's go.
It's called Interpol, and they are an international law enforcement agency. They are the combination of every other major law enforcement across the globe. So, for those who have an interest in the actual, we're doing something called a community policing program, because this is where you're going to get your feet wet into Interpol, which is learning how to become learning how to become a community police officer, so you can police your own community, police your own tribe, police your own nation. And you can do that. And guess what they give you? They give you this bright and ultra shiny certificate. It's real, and you always keep this with you wherever you go. This will get you through TSA. This will get you
Wow.
past law enforcement. When you have this, they will not bother you. This is the real deal. Guess what's even cool about it? There's a QR code that is right here that the officers can scan. It will take you directly to your profile that is in Interpol's
Let's
database.
go. So you'll be working with the communities
Yes,
and their public officers, the
yes.
public officials. You'll put them back in the public servant capacity.
So you can understand how to deal with the public.
I grew up around the Amish, so I understand it.
Yes. And that's gonna be key. And you get this. Now, here's the thing that's cool about this is that you can pretty much wear this at any given time, and this is just gonna back people off, and you're gonna have minimal to no problems. This is the best way to identify yourself with other law enforcement is if you have this. Who better to recognize law enforcement than the people who train them, because that's what we do. We train them.
That's it.
That's it.
I'm bringing this up because sometimes it doesn't register when you're hearing it from the person that's actually living it. You need to hear it from somebody else. So I've seen these things in the play, I've seen these things in the motion that really work. And not only that, Dr. J, Dr. Carl, they're connected to listen, I'm not trying to say like we snitching or nothing like that. Here's what I'm saying is we work with law enforcement. Literally, this man went against me. I mean, he went against some of his colleagues to say Donkilam is right. Listen to what he has to say. And these people were police officers, retired police officers, prosecuting
Yes.
attorneys, a lot of different people in the field, news people. He just let
Yes.
them know this is what it is,
Yes.
and we need to sit down and listen. This is you
Yes.
can't get upset just because you were programmed a certain way. This is a different type of way of thinking. You shouldn't be offended to having an open mind to these things.
Yes. And that's why I told everybody, if you got questions, you're doing yourself a disservice because you're not even in the school. You're doing yourself an ultimate
That's
disservice
facts.
because the questions you really want to ask is literally in the program. It's
Correct.
there. It's not, you don't, the thing is, I think people want to skip steps. I think people want to put the cart before the horse. Like, no, you got to get your horse
I mean,
first.
I think we all was there at one point in time.
I was too. Listen, I had that when I first got into this, and I was like, wait a minute, like that's my problem. I have so many questions until I'm not obtaining anything. I probably need to go back and actually start obtaining some of this stuff. Maybe I'll be a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like when I got around just to certain people, you know, even your circle made me. It built a set of confidence because there's people searching for knowledge, and Donkilam has it, and then we're getting together because some people might not understand it from everybody. So when we get together and have a meeting of the minds, then it starts clicking for people, and really that's what has happened. Um, I I just want everybody to understand. Harvard Christian University has changed my life.
Yeah,
He's not paying me to do this. Um, you know, they reached out to me. They said, we love what you do. They ain't forced me to do anything. They're still rocking with me. They understand I'm human. They understand everybody makes mistakes. They don't judge you.
yeah,
They just want to make sure you're getting ahead in life. And a community is a common unity. And you have a big ass, excuse my language, you have a big ass network, bro.
yes, yes, sir, yes,
Outside
sir.
the school, not just within the school. You brought all these great people together, but you still got your own community. Same with me.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, everybody we bring can't sit at the table. But
See, let's talk about that because I think that sometimes as we go through certain stages of what we're trying to grow in terms of our of generational wealth in
right,
the community that we're building day in and day out. Sometimes you find that along the way in the mission, it's some people that just can't go. It ain't that they can't, it's not that they can't arrive at the place where you are. You just not called to help them arrive
wow,
there. Like,
that's amazing.
so what you have to do is you really have to surround yourself with people who are already going to be locked into you. Like that's it. Everything else is that is your tears. That is the people that know that's trying to get to you. Those people you want to put on the outside of you. That's your outer courts. That's what I call them. Your outer court, that's your outer circle. That's outside. The people that are your inner court, that's your inner circle. Those are the people that are around you and connected to you on a day-to-day basis that know what's going on, that know how you move, know what's going on, how you're conducting your business. You see all of the things that they're handling in regards to the vision that you have. Those are the people that you want to do good in business and in life with. But if you find yourself having to struggle along with people that don't fit, it's because you're not supposed to be carrying them. That means that they are assigned to another tribe that can carry them where they're supposed to
Wow,
go. And you have to be okay with letting them go too.
I like your
You
key words. Assigned to another tribe.
Yeah, they're assigned somewhere else, and then when they finally get to where you are, it was because they will appreciate that at least they met you and got the foundation, even though you didn't take them with you.
Wow, that's amazing. That's some beautiful words. Very well put
Yeah.
together. Um, I don't know. I heard a little bit. I see you dropping a lot of game. I used to drop a lot of game in the public, as you know. You followed me for a while, but now I'm just teaching business and learning, teaching people. Your name is a business. You
Yes.
should be part of a faith-based organization, a tribe, some type of community. If it's not your family. Also, with that being stated, I learned how to get deductibles back instead of trying to, because you're absolutely correct. I heard you say dividend check. These are not
Yes.
bills when you get them in the mail. They're dividend checks. They're showing you that it's really showing you what they've used from your trust. It's called a 60K trust. A lot of people don't understand this. The Social Security Administration is a trust administration, and it's based on public insurance. I'm saying it again, public insurance. So that means it was created in legislation and it's only there to insure the public. So you can only get the benefits from it. And this is why you have to opt out from the system. This is why the Amish do not use the Social Security number. Therefore, they do not go to jail. The Amish, I mean, and Amish do get cars. They usually do horse and buggies, but I have seen Amish with cars. They paint it all black, can't have no silver around it, none of that. So how they get in a car with no social? You know, how are they opening up stores? There's Amish stores.
Yeah.
how are they opening up stores with no social security number? And that's what led me to the faith-based organizations. That's what led me to the unincorporated associations, the
Yes.
private tribes, private businesses.
Yes. That's see, y'all. He giving y'all some
Oh
stuff
yeah.
right
So,
now. As a matter of,
so with that being stated, and so now that because if you're not doing certain things correctly, um, you will be flagged in the system if you're not part of the right people, right places.
yeah.
Non-government organizations, someone put in the chat, NGOs. Non-governmental organizations is what that stands for, NGOs.
Yes.
Just so
Yes.
everybody knows. Donkilam is
Yes.
on his game. But
Yes. It's,
so but so what I've learned what the super wealthy do is their bills are deductibles. These bills have to get paid. So I need y'all to understand with any business, y'all can look this up. It's called an NOL, net operating loss. Every business, I've been telling everybody make their names forever. Make your name a business, LLC, and there's more steps with that. Holding companies, churches, just you gotta make sure your handlers are together. That's why I told Dr. Jazz, Dr. Jazz needs you to be my handler. If we're
I
fighting
said,
against the
yeah, I don't have a
Illuminati.
problem with that. Yeah,
Hey,
I'm
if
good.
we're
I'm
going
in.
against the Illuminati, I need you to protect
Yeah,
me.
I got
I,
you.
I don't need no Suge Knights. No Puff Daddies. I don't need no Puff Daddies. I don't need no Suge Knights. You feel me?
Nah, we don't do that. Nah, we
But
don't
like,
do that.
so listen, and then also let's teach people about nationality. Last night when I said nationality is the order at the end of the day, but then you need to go to your tribe. It starts with nationality, but which tribe do you come from? Which tribe do you derive? Because the Bible is a fact in the courtroom.
Yes.
So which tribe are you claiming? What tribal people? So
Mm-hmm.
which tribe do you derive from? But look up NOLs, net operating losses. Each business, if it's one person, they can write up to $250,000 in deductibles and business losses. Two people, and this can be an alter ego because I need y'all to understand businesses and trust are people too. So this can be a partner within your business, and they can write off an additional 250,000. That's $500,000 a year off of one business. If you understand what I'm saying. If you understand deductions, you understand business losses, you understand that just with your regular name, if you're still a 1040 person, still following, I want y'all to know that individuals cannot hand down wealth to the future generations. Dr. J was talking about generational wealth. You cannot hand down generational wealth in a public banking system. You cannot hand down generational wealth with a birth certificate. You cannot hand down generational wealth with a public bank account. That will go through probate. If you're using state IDs, you seen Dr. J just pull out a badge. There's an ID up under that. That's a private ID.
Yep.
You could put that in a trust and use that as identification.
Yeah.
Matter
Yeah.
of fact, it says Interpol on it, right?
Yeah.
What country is that from?
It don't belong to a
I just
country.
want you to know it's international. That's private banking. That's a form of private banking, private contracts, and being able to operate outside the scopes of the public.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he said
Yeah.
NGOs, non-government organizations, yes. And
Yes.
then
Yes.
NOLs, that's net operating losses.
Yes.
You live in America. Why is America the greatest country there is when we're in debt? Because they know how to chunk up their losses. Hey, they're backed by the people. So if everybody understands there's no gold and silver, we understand that this fiat, I keep fiat. You know I do. You'll keep the fiat, man.
Yeah.
If y'all understand that it's not backed by gold and silver. No natural resources. It's backed by your labor. It's backed by you. When you fill out an application, then they can print more fiat. When you fill out the security agreements, when you fill out your loan applications, when you fill out a job application, when you fill out all these applications, that is the security agreement to create more Federal Reserve notes. And a lot of people don't understand this. So it's backed by your labor. So with that being said, this nation is backed by you and your labor that you're going to wake up tomorrow, that you're going to comply tomorrow. It doesn't matter what you do as long as you're still filling out. That's how important your essence is. That's how important your talent is. That's how important your attention is. Where
Yes.
attention goes, power flows. I'm gonna let Dr. J
Uh,
take the floor, man. I just got
oh
over in the
man, nah,
spirit,
you
man.
just you dropping
I
so
had to hop on here, man. I had to bless you because, man, you are a great individual. I don't like putting men on pedestals.
man.
That's not what we do. But
Man.
man, listen, you do it in a way that because the people I
Ye-
hang out with, we
Yes,
Devo shit.
sir. Yes, sir.
We getting
Yes,
in, you
sir.
gonna listen to us, man.
Yeah.
The way you do it is just fabulous. I love it. I honor you, man. I wish I
Man,
could give you your roses like you gave me mine, and I
man,
would love to. I'm having an event. It's going to be April 19th. We got the date locked down in Chicago, Illinois. I'm talking to Drea Kelly. She says she's going to come. You know, R. Kelly's ex-wife.
wow,
You know, I'm talking to Carlos Miller. I'm talking to
wow,
my homegirl Erica Duchess. I'm talking to some big, powerful names to show up. So I
man,
would love
that's
to have you
gonna
there
be
and have you
huge,
speak, man,
man.
and implement one of your programs.
Man, that would be great, man. Because I think what I would definitely like to do is I think we're gonna see some tide, and I'm seeing the tide right now. The law enforcement segment is very quiet right now, and the reason why they're quiet is because the certain law enforcement administrations are going to be looking for other ways to do policing. They're looking at other ways to do it. The problem is, however, that they are lacking the training that this organization already has.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted real quick. If because we gotta look towards the future too.
Right.
Because I love you got me interested right away when you introduced me to the Interpol last year. But we
Yeah.
need to know how we're gonna be protected from the future AI of things.
Okay. From AI. Oh man, that is a great
Because
question.
they pulling up.
Okay.
They pulling up with drones, robot
Drones.
dogs.
Oh, listen, we have all of those
Okay.
things. You see what I'm saying? We're always going back, and they're looking at. So for those who are literally going to be really knee deep into Interpol, yes, you will be able to carry. Yes, you will be able to do all of this stuff. Yes, you will fly drones. Yes, we will do all of this stuff. We do have a secret service. There's a secret service department.
Let's
There's a bodyguard
go.
service. There are so many moving parts that you can get into with this, but it's gonna be cutting edge because we're gonna make it a requirement that every person that does the community police training program, you're gonna learn how to fly a drone. The re
That's amazing.
the re
Because
the,
you know, I help some celebrities with private security, so I would love to get my team to learn those things, man.
Yes, it's gonna be very essential because law enforcement is gonna be a combination of AI, and they're gonna be using drones to police. That's what's going to start happening. They're gonna start using drones to police. And then once they start using drones to police, then guess
Mm.
what? They're gonna minimize on the foot traffic of actual police officers that are in uniform. So you're gonna literally see drones that are gonna be pulling people over and issuing tickets and citations and all. You gonna see some stuff like you didn't even think was
Uh,
was possible.
t-
But there's
t-
some places that are already doing it. Like there's
Terminator
one,
X.
yeah, they're already flying over people's cars on a day-to-day basis. As a matter of fact, where I live at, twice a week there is a drone that flies
Wow.
over. I know it's a drone because I'm like, man, that just like that ain't that's not a and I'm literally not far from an airport.
So
But
so is that something that the school will be off? You said because you told me you talked to me about this. You're
yes,
gonna be teaching people
yeah,
how to fly drones. So is
yes.
that they're teaching adults? So they're teaching kids? Um,
It's going to be for drones. It's going to be open to anybody that wants to take that program. It's going to be
okay.
open
I
to
I
anybody.
really
But
I
I'm
really
going to express it highly for the anybody that does the Interpol program because policing is going to go to droning. That's where it's headed. As a matter of fact, they just released the first drone.
that's
I think it was in
facts.
2023. The first drone that actually shoots.
Wow. So look, I just want you to know if you create a secret service for just the drone squad, I'm down to invest in that because that's what we're gonna need on the team. I'm talking about. They told me Call of Duty games could be real life sooner or later.
That's exactly where we're headed, and I think that's how our wars are going to be fighting. Which I think that's going to be the decrease of the military because
Right.
everything is going to be converted over to technology. So a lot of people won't even have the need for deaths because we're going to be using drones, and the bombs are getting smaller. So that tells you like they're not even manufacturing bombs and stuff anymore.
Right.
Like the gun sizes are getting smaller and smaller. You know why? Because the public will have the accessibility to carry to protect themselves because that's part of their First Amendment right. You see what I'm saying?
This
All of those things are
this my gun
extremely
right here.
right there. That's
Hey, no, man. I just want if everybody's not if you haven't been sold on partaking in Harvard Christian University, I would tell you that you need to go to a slow class then. You
yeah,
know, he lets me be me. He's a little bit more professional than me. But if you don't think Harvard Christian University is the best fit for you when it comes to this private life, I would say you're retarded. I, I would say we need to give you special education.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah. So and then moving forward, I just want everybody to know when I'm out the public, this is the only place you're gonna be able to get access to Donkilam at all. When it comes
It's through the
to
university.
yeah,
Yeah,
there won't be anybody because there's people making pages. There's a lot of stuff going on in the public. If you want the true private education, you're gonna have to go to Dr. J.
yeah,
No, you're gonna have to go to Dr. J. I just want to make that public announcement because in April I am
yeah,
done. I am burnt out. I'm
yeah,
burnt out. But helping organizations like Harvard Christian University is amazing, and there's no other community out there like it. They're cutting, it's cutting edge.
yeah. Very much, and that's what we want to. We want to stay on that cusp, and we felt like, and I say this about somebody was asking me about like somebody was asking about like what's y'all's like traditional model of education. I said we don't have a tradition. We don't have a tradition, and we don't have a model.
Walk by
You know why?
faith, not
So
by sight. So I feel like Harvard Christian University is more about wisdom than it is more about knowledge. Because you got to understand, knowledge is knowing the edge, and when I say knowing the ledge, when I say knowing
yes,
the ledge, that's everything that's boxed in. Wisdom comes from God. Wisdom comes from
yes,
experience. Wisdom comes from because like in school, you get a bunch of lessons and you receive a test. In life, you get the test and you receive a lesson. So the lessons that you're getting in Harvard Christian University are from firsthand knowledge of what we went through, not something we learned. Like you said, it's not something we learned from textbooks. It's
yes.
something we learned from God, life lessons.
Yes, that's and the Bible is so adamant about that. It says it says two things. It says for wisdom is the principal thing. Now let me talk about that for just a minute because my teaching hat is on. So if wisdom is the principal thing, so a lot of us are stuck at getting knowledge. That's where we messing up at. We're not trying to go after wisdom, which is what we should be going after. It says that wisdom is the principal thing. And then it says this in all thy getting, get in understanding. Understanding is foundational, y'all. So we messing up because we trying to get knowledge when we need to be getting an understanding first. Understanding
That
is all about agreement. Do you agree or do you not
wow,
agree with this?
that's
And if you,
contract.
it's thank you, all contractual
That's law.
people. That's law. It is all built on contracts. That's why I emphasized last night, y'all get inside of the school because that is the only way you're literally gonna get a hold of this information is if you really get into the school and don't make it a point to ask so many questions until you skip out on the application.
What
You ain't applied nothing yet.
Well, it's so I want you to know. I'm gonna throw this out here too. I'm not gonna get too deep on it though. Throw out any names, but when you're part of this school, Harvard Christian University, you're gonna hear about maybe your favorite celebrity or your favorite artist, your favorite musician, your favorite movie actor who's applied these processes to their life,
Yes.
but they can't talk about it because they're bound by certain agreements in the public.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I just want to throw that out there, man.
Yeah.
So you want
Yeah.
me to, so when you it's monkey see, monkey do. When you see, let's say, I'm just gonna throw one of my friends' names out there, Kevin Gates. Kevin
Yeah.
Gates did it, so you believe it's possible. Well, Kevin Gates hit up Don Kalam. You know what I mean? And we're talking about this private knowledge that me and Dr. J are talking about right now.
Yes, sir.
And other individuals, they come to him, they come to me. So
Yes, sir.
I need y'all to understand this, that the public is just a play. And you got to learn where you at in this game. You got to learn how to become a power piece instead of a Mr. and Mrs., which I told you is a slave status. So applying the knowledge. So when you get the right knowledge and you apply it, that's power. Wisdom
Yes.
comes from God and it is free, but wisdom will lead you around the right people so you can learn from their experiences. You can learn from their mistakes. And that's what's going to put you ahead of the game.
Absolutely. And I think one of the things that I saw, and by the way, I am a member of the school. So anybody that's asking, like, why are you talking like this? I ain't seen you in the school. Trust me, I'm going through the modules just like y'all. You know why? Because I am a student myself, much like y'all. So I want y'all to understand obtaining this is so important because it helps you to understand what is going on out in commerce. It helps you to understand why you move the way you do. And if you really are not really sure about any of the information, I literally say, I think you need to pull your documents out because what proof there is better than when you got the document in your hand and you're looking at it like, I'm just looking at a birth certificate. No, like, what does it say on there? What does it mean? Whose signature is on it? What jurisdiction is it in? Who's the doctor that signed off on it?
Wow.
Is when you're looking at all of this stuff, it helps you to understand at the very basic, you're looking at a contract.
Wow.
Okay, did I agree to this contract? Because your name ain't signed on it.
Hey, hey,
You see what I'm
when you
saying?
hearing this from Dr.
I'm,
J is the world leader.
I'm
I just
trying to
want to throw
tell
that out
you,
there.
if you didn't sign it, who signed for you? You see what I'm saying? Thank you, comprehension. That's it.
Wow.
You didn't sign it, so who signed for you? Because somebody had to sign for you in order for you to have this contract.
Wow. Like I said, it is to me. It is a contract approved in the system. The United States Corporation. We understand that 28 USC 2002, subsection 15A. United States means federal corporation. And even
Yes.
I'm gonna give you the code. I'm gonna look it up real quick because I want everybody to have this.
Please, this is
He
just
did bring up
crucial.
Sharif. I just want y'all to know I have this in my phone. I forgot to throw. He brought up the word Sharif. The Sharifs. Sheriff is Sharif. That is a descendant of Muhammad. I just thought I'd throw that out there. Or Sharif is a Muslim leader. And Muslim just means you submit your will to God. You know, you walk by faith, not by sight. We're all Muslims if you believe in God at the end of the day. So, source goes by many names. And that's what we're trying to break down. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's what we're trying to break down. But
Yes, sir.
I forgot what I was even looking up.
Talking about
Oh
I
yeah, So United States business. This blew my mind. Means a U.S. citizen means United States. I'm gonna read the whole thing to you though, and this is coming from 15 USC 4724 E1. I'm gonna say it really slow again. 15 USC 4724 E1.
yes.
So listen, United States business means a United States citizen, a corporation, a partnership, or other association created under the laws of the United States or any state, including the District of Columbia. I'm gonna say it again. So 15 USC. I'm gonna put it in the chat for y'all.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
15 USC 4724 subsection E and then one. It's in the chat. He said, "Can you trust tax attorneys?" That's a good choice of words. The word trust and then tax attorneys, that don't even go together. But listen, United States business means a United States citizen. That's A. B is a corporation, partnership, or other association created under the laws of the United States. So you got to understand when you have the Ten Commandments is the law of God
Yes.
under the Jewish law. All right.
Yes.
So and we can look up Jewish law.
Ooh, okay. So
It's
let me help y'all out for
big.
those that didn't go to theology school. He's referring
Ooh.
to canonical law, people. That's what he's
Hey,
referring
say it
to.
again. Those who didn't go to what?
Canonical
You
law.
said
For those of you that didn't
theological
go to
school.
if you didn't go to theology school, you will not understand. It's canonical
So
law.
with that
Canon.
being stated, hold on. With that being stated, they got a school for this.
Yes, sir.
So hey, just because Dr. Lam taught y'all how to get ordained for free, you still got to go through the works.
Yes.
Faith without works is dead. You just got faith that you're a minister. Listen, you got to go through the works. How else do you learn this stuff?
Yes. Then
Canonical
you
law.
need
I love that you said that because that's what the court system is. That's what that's what the birth certificate that he's talking about. That's where it derives from is canon law.
canon, y'all. That's it. That's yes, theology. Yes, theology school. Let me tell you why. Because theology school is literally it's canon law school, people. It's it's canonical law
Hey,
school.
preach
It's
to him.
yes, it is about what we would call what they have what's called what's the breakdown? They have what's called hermeneutics and homiletics. That's interpretation and delivery. If you can interpret, you can deliver.
Wow.
If you don't understand the word, you cannot preach the word. So, in order to get the understanding of the word, you have to know the laws that are emphasized in the word in order to interpret them. Canonical law, it's still theology school.
And
You
it
can
derives
spin
from the
it however
Catholic
you want to
Church,
spin it.
correct?
Yes.
So the leader would be the Pope,
Yes.
and the sub leaders when you're in court is the judges. They're wearing the same robe. One's
Ye-
black, one's white. So I
yes.
want y'all to do a simple Google search. Look up canon law lawyers in my area, and I guarantee they're gonna pop up in every major city. There is you have a right to choose your law, and you have a right to be faced by your jury, your peers. And a lot of people don't understand this or understand this. Instead, they sign the documents and prove that they're a slave by using that birth certificate. So what I'm saying is, if you're part of this private community or private tribe, that's when you could call Dr. J or people part of Interpol, and they can show up and prove your paperwork.
Yes.
I mean, that's what Malcolm X used to do. That's what the Nation of Islam used to do. That's what our
Yes.
people used to
That's how he
do.
got people out of jail. That's
Yes.
that's that's how Martin got out because of Malcolm.
Talk to him. Talk to him. So look up Bet Din, Bethdin. Bet Din. This is Jewish law of they have a rabbi instead of a judge. And your whole congregation has to be there. They can't have court if one person is missing. They can't have court. Now, when it comes to the Muslims, it's called Sharia law. The Sharia. Look up Sharia. Sharia. Sharia law. And this is legal all over the world. And
Mm,
it's a form of Christian canon law. They got the like I said, they got dharmas from Indian religions.
yes. That's the Hindu, the Buddhist,
Yes,
the Taoist, all of those. Listen, all of it. Let me tell y'all what is cool about HCU's theology school is that you get to know all of it.
let's
You
go.
don't get to know just like pieces and parts of this, and it's not. No, you need to understand the other sectors that are out there because you're gonna have to
Yes.
maneuver through those sectors. If you are in Thailand and you don't understand your jurisdiction, you're gonna have a problem. You see what I'm saying?
He
If
said
you
sectors,
if
key word.
yes, if you're in an Islamic nation and you don't have relationship or people that are from the nation of Islam that could come and back for you, you got a problem.
You got a problem. Because they have to speak to your leader.
Yes,
You know, so these are the things that you're going to learn from
yes,
Dr. J. What to say when you get pulled over. You know, if you're
yes,
part of the community, they're giving you IDs and stuff. They're going to make sure you're equipped to know what to say, trained to know what to
yes,
do. And if you don't, you're going to know who to call or who they have to contact because
yes,
your congregation's got they got contracts with these people. You have to sit down and talk to the governments.
yes,
So when you're under the birth certificate, this is contract law, admiralty law. When you start learning how to use your baptismal certificates correctly, now you're part of the royal family, and you can go to the high courts of justice,
yes,
international courts, by implementing these laws. Like I said, Bet Din, canon law. They have tribal laws for every different tribe. They have tribal security instead of the Amish mafia. It'd be tribal security.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
There we go.
you
That's
know the
it.
Irish. You heard of the Irish mafia? A lot of people don't even know that the Ireland is self-governed.
Wow.
Let me look it up. Let me look it
No,
up. I don't want to tell y'all the wrong
what
thing.
you said is a fact. They are very much self-governed.
My I have bloodline tied to theirs. So,
Wow.
but they don't have a government. They got rid of their government. Yes, they withdrew and accepted self governments within the United Kingdom. So they
Ooh.
withdrew from the United Kingdom altogether. And basically,
Wow.
that's what the United States did. And that's why I want everybody to understand how important is contract with your gods. How important is contracts? Because you got to understand, in order to create a business, you have a constitution and bylaws, correct? Even the church. So
Yes.
all they created was a Constitution, Declaration of Independence, and their articles, and they said, forget England. And they've been free since then. So how do they enslave you? Is by the same way, by enslaving you through these contracts because you already been free. All you have to do is declare your Declaration of Independence with the right families. Because families is the ones who created that. So
Yes,
get
sir.
around the right families, get around the royal families. And I'm telling you right now, Dr. J, Dr. Carl, they're tied to royalty. And there's no
Yeah.
way around it, man. Royal accreditation.
Yeah. Man, that's what the school was built on. It was built on it was established through a royal decree. That's what it was. And that's when people that were envisioning education the way we wanted to envision it said, like, we gonna give you all of the powers and duties to do this however you want to do this school, because we I was tired of the traditional model of education, because I was looking at the employment gaps that was out there, and I'm like, I don't understand for the life of me what's going on out there. And then I'm looking at students that's graduating that and got no experience at all whatsoever, and then I'm like, how they even gonna hire you? And they looking for somebody that got 10 years worth of experience. You've been in school for 4 to 5. You think they gonna give you a shot? They gonna look in their own corporation and find somebody before they hire you. So that's when I understood we are playing. It is a game that was being played, and I said, I'm in the wrong game. That's
Right.
when I checked out.
Hey, so not to throw you for a loop or throw you off or anything. So would you say that people that's coming to the school, Harvard Christian University, they're making money, they're having jobs, they're productive members of society?
Absolutely. Every single person, like, they are elevated in such a way until they are making more money than they've ever made. They are doing more deals than they've done before. Some of the people are coming back, and they're literally like, they're wanting to bring other people in for recognition, because they understand, like, the letters mean something. So let me backtrack, because see, I know some people's like, well, what about the signature so special? I'm already there. Letters mean something when you put them together. Letters mean something. So if you understand that letters mean something, that means that titles mean something, because what
Wow.
is in a title? It's letters, right? If letters come together and form a title, what do you think a PhD is?
Wow.
What do you think an MBA is? What do you think PH.T is? All of those, they mean something in commerce. That's what I want people to understand. They mean something in commerce. So when you don't have that title, you do not get the opportunities, the leverage, the access. Yes, it is very much a spell. Not only it is a spell, but it is a declaration. I'll take it a step further. It is a declaration. You're not letting people tell you who you are. You're telling people who you are.
That's that's facts. I definitely would say since becoming Dr. Jeffrey McBride Jr. or Dr. Donkilam as going to public, uh, people have reached out, people in high places. Hey, I'd like to speak to Dr. Donkilam. You know, like I said, I just talked to this morning, 5 in the morning. Talked to Drea Kelly. Hey, how you doing, Dr. Donkilam? How you doing, Dr. Drea Kelly?
Yeah, there we
You
go.
know, a lot of people in a lot of different places. So to have an MBA, something like that, that's major. And I want y'all to know this is the only place you can go. This is the only people I can talk to and they'll be able to feed off what I'm saying and give it to you in a different aspect, and then be able to hand it down and teach it to you because they've already applied these aspects to their life. This is why they can see me eye to eye. You
Yes.
know, so I appreciate everything you're doing. I appreciate the impact you put on my life. It's been a rough year for me, you know, losing family members and things like
Yeah.
that. But yeah, it's the public for me. It really is the public, and I'm just ready to come home, Dr. J.
Oh
I'm
man,
ready
like
to come
it's
home.
gonna be exciting, man, and that's why, like y'all, when we let me tell y'all a little bit about the law and commerce program because I could tell my messages is gonna be bombarded with the program. So let me help you out. So this is a whole lot easier. It is going to be everything in the school that he already has. We're not looking to replicate the model because it already works. It's steps to this, so we're not skipping anything. But the components we're going to add to it is the law aspect. We're going to add to it because that you cannot put that on that platform. Just so y'all know, when y'all get in there and well, I don't see nothing about laws and this and this and that. It's because he cannot teach the law stuff on that platform. They're going to shut him down. So that is the mechanism of why you only see certain components of the program in the school, which is why it is being done here because we're going to actually be able to do the law stuff and we're not restricted in any way. Or we can't say this because we have a lawyer in here. We're not gonna play that game. No, we're gonna do it all the way through and through on this end. But that is the only other advantage to doing the law and commerce program. So it's not like you're gonna miss out on the school or the textbooks or anything like that. You will not miss out. The only addition to that is we're gonna get the law stuff. So we're gonna include the canon stuff. We're gonna do all of this stuff that is really gonna give you the muscle you need so that when you're moving in and out of commerce and in and out of jurisdictions, that you know how to move properly so you don't have any issues at all whatsoever.
That's amazing. I just want to also throw out there that with having getting my doctorate degree from Harvard Christian University, it's been easier to prove certain things when helping clients because they wasn't understanding me like how you like we talked about. We just went back and talked about canon law. So I need everybody to understand when I first started touching courtrooms and helping people in court situations was as a minister. I've always came in as a minister. You know, the Bible's a factor in the courtroom. You have to
Yes,
pray to
sir.
God. You're praying to the courts. You're fighting for your honor. It's in God we trust. So I need everybody to understand that. So I always come in this as a ministry role. Anyways, that's why, like I told you, who runs? 'Cause a lot of people don't know. In Russia, it used to just be a prime minister, and now they got a president. And so
Mm-hmm.
I need y'all to know the prime minister is for the republic and the president is for the corporate side when it comes to Russia. A lot of people don't know that Putin went from being prime minister to president because he's trying to save Russia, but he can only do it from a corporate aspect.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know that, man, but a lot of these countries are based on this church versus state. So I need y'all to understand that church is law. I need you to understand your religion is your law. Religion means ritual. And as long as you don't hurt nobody, you can do what you want. So you got to understand how to have the laws. Private family is your family is law. That's private law. That's private banking. That's private law. Who can get you out of jail when you're 15, 16? Your parents. So you got to understand, when you decide what the age of majority is in your family, then they can't interfere with that. I just want to throw that out there. So private law is family law.
Mm. Not see, y'all. That's the stuff that's the stuff that's in the program, y'all. That's why I say, like, y'all, please, at the basis of all of this stuff is contracts, y'all. Please just let that soak in. Even if you listen to nothing we say off of here and it don't mean nothing to you, let this be said again. You are looking at contracts, y'all. Look at it real close. Even if you got to hold the paper up and look at it and stare at it, like, what the heck am I looking at? Who signed this? Whose
Or,
stuff is on
or
here?
tap in and have Dr. J's people read the contract, man.
Like,
Hey, listen. If y'all want to put in the work, at least put in the money, man.
Like, yeah, okay.
Pay the
So
right
somebody,
people.
okay. So somebody asked, like, where just that. Somebody said, just listen. Okay, so here's where you start, y'all. Here's where I started. Maybe this will help some people. Um, I started working on changing my status. Like this is just like one of the things I did. I started working on changing my status and getting out of this stuff. So what happened was in the middle of working on getting my status and stuff changed, uh, somebody tried to clip my wings, and I'm like, oh snap! I can't believe this is happening. What am I going to do? So while I was learning this process, I found a way to just be like, let's just see if this works or not. And it just so happened it worked.
That's how you
In the middle of
do it.
trying, not this is perfect, not I got this down to the T. It's just the little bit I knew what was enough to be able to help situate what I was trying to accomplish. So y'all, at the bare basis of this is starting. I would say you need to get your birth certificate, your driver's license, your bills, and understand that you're reading contracts and agreements, and you need to be very comfortable in understanding like what all of this stuff entails. Once you start on that,
Yeah. Hey, I need you on a podcast, brother.
oh man, like you tell me when
Hey,
and it
so
happens.
look, I'm gonna come to you this week. When I'm gonna come see you at the end of the month, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna make
Oh,
sure to make it.
okay,
And
gotcha.
then we
Let's.
can work out on everything else. It's just gonna be me though.
I got to say less.
Yeah,
I'll make
yeah.
sure. Yes, sir.
I got rid of all my consults. I'm free. I I'm really ready to just go private and teach with y'all. I don't want to help the public no more, man.
Oh
That's where
man,
I'm at
yeah.
with it.
Yeah, this gonna be the best effort in this, y'all. It's like yeah, I say y'all get your bills. Like if you have bills, like don't get in the mindset that like I'm just gonna like literally pull the bill out and you're gonna have a renewed security agreement. That's what it
Wow.
is. That second and third page is a renewed security agreement. Go look at last month's bill and look at the difference between that one and the one that you got, and tell me if you don't see any differences in it.
So I just want to bring something out. I'm gonna point out like a story that because he brought up status. He said learn status first. Mister is a status. It's a slave status. Mrs. is a status.
Yeah.
Having the first, middle, last name as a status in this system because that's a format for them. You know, royalty don't use first, middle, last names. But I just want to throw this out here. This is Genesis 27:36. When you understand Jacob and Esau, the birthright belongs by default to the oldest son. He would inherit a double portion of the family estate. Esau had sold his rights to Jacob, the blessing on the other hand, for soup. So Esau gave up his birthrights to Jacob. And because their father was dying and he was hairy, he felt him. But what I'm saying is, when you get food stamps, that's a status. That puts you in a welfare status, a slave status. You talked about sectors. You got the public sector. That's the part of the economy that the government controls. The private sector is the part of the economy that the government does not control. So I need y'all to understand the Amish are part of the private sector. Jewish are part of the private sector. Even Mormons, Jehovah Witnesses, Freemasons, and all the likes. And these are all great people. KKK, they're part of the private sector. They understand the game. I'm just throwing it out there. So when you're signing up for food stamps, you're giving up your birthrights, and this is why they put the fathers on child support. It's splitting up families. So
Mhm.
that's a status. Just understanding that right there. Getting
Yes.
baptized is a status change.
Yes.
You become a different religion or whatever it
Yeah.
is
They
that you're.
they they call you when you get baptized. They say you've been converted.
There you go, converted. Wow.
You just experienced a conversion. Like
They
yeah,
converted
this
you
what this about is
from a
just
dot
crazy.
file to a PDF.
Yes. You have been converted. And guess what? If you are smart, you will use your baptismal certificate. Now, if your ministry does not have a baptismal certificate, shame on them. Shame on
Well,
them.
your family can make one though. You
There
know,
you
we got
go. See,
family
now you can
Bible
go.
records. Your family is the first church you come in. That's first law.
That is why people you go back to canonical law first. If you understand canonical law first, it will help you to understand how the Sexticate Trust came into play because that was out of canon law. Remember all of the stuff about the Fair Credit Reporting Act and all of those different things that exist that, well, I don't like using it personally because I think, it really doesn't serve a purpose. But however, since we are in operating in and out of that commerce, it matters the jurisdiction, right? So you got to understand how to operate in that. So all of those things that you're looking, especially when you're trying to get a credit card and different things like that, all of this stuff, you are being converted.
There you go, converted. I like that. You're
You're
being converted to their religion because the government can't interfere with a private contract and can't interfere with a covenant with God. So I'm going to
Yes.
throw this out here too. A baptismal certificate can be used in place of a birth certificate as official ID. So if you was
Uh
talking about authentication, I would get my baptismal certificate authenticated.
huh.
Family, you can look up, you can just Google family Bible. Can a family Bible be used as
Yes.
identity? And just Google that. A family. A lot of people don't even know what a Bible is. So a Bible is just it's a history record of your lineage and your creation story. A lot of your families don't even have creation stories. Your family should have a story of how it was created, how the family was created, their covenants with God, so the next generation knows what curses they have to break.
Uh huh.
Family Bibles and genealogy, they are recognized as valid proof of identity and lineage.
It says it like y'all. That's why it's very simple for anybody to understand. Like it's there. Yeah, you can create it. Absolutely.
You can get
You
a social
most
security number with a family Bible. It says Bible entries in official context, such as when applying for social security numbers. You can use the family Bible to get passports, driver's license in the United States.
mm,
This is
mm,
law. Look it up. Just
it's
Google it.
law.
It's in Google.
It's
You can
there.
go on the public and figure that out.
Yes, sir. Man, you just dropped some gems. I literally got less than 1 minute on here. They
You're
already
good,
timing me.
man. I just had to jump on
Man,
here and get some people going, get the juices flowing, man. You're a great
man.
person, man. Thanks for entering my life. I know we're not always being able to connect. We're both busy lives, but I'm looking forward to connecting with you in a month. And let's make some magic happen and some more miracles happen in 2025 going into 2026. Continue being great, King.
Man, salute to you, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, man. Blessings,
Y'all
man. For
tap into
real.
Harvard Christian
Yeah,
University.
let's tap in. Let's tap in.
Peace and love.
Peace and
Peace and love.
love, y'all. Be easy. Hey, y'all. This is yours truly, Dr. J, Provost of Harvard Christian University. I appreciate y'all. Go check us out at myhcu.education. Go follow the school's IG at myhcu.education. Go follow there. The MBA program is open, and we're taking enrollments like right now. And so while y'all are in there, there's no super major anything in terms of strict requirements. You just go through the business cert, the small business professional cert, which is like the prerequisite class. Once you go through that, you're in the program, and we're working on some other things and partnerships that's coming down the pipe. But I literally have less than 1 minute on this live, so again, I appreciate y'all. If you got any questions or anything like that, just direct them to the inbox, and I'll be more than glad to answer them for you all. So again, peace and blessings to each of you all. I appreciate it, and let's get together again really soon. Y'all take care. Okay.